All right, man, I have been busy. Right, so this is a February update, I guess. I guess these are going to be like kind of monthly, not quite monthly, just like big chunk of update because otherwise, like, I'm spending too much time faffing about, whatever. And it's getting to the point, like, every month is, I don't want to say super stressful, but I'm busy all the time. So the last time I spoke to you, it was the week before the external examiner came to visit. That went really well. So the way that works is like, we don't get individual feedback for that. We just get like a general overview of how well we're doing as a cohort, as a class. So our guy comes from Westminster, and apparently he's super lovely and he was just really nice about it. And the general feedback is that we're all doing really well considering everything that's going on, which is very exciting and was very validating. So I'm super excited about that. Because doing these videos does take time, I've kind of been trying to figure out a way around that in order to keep people up to date with what I'm doing. So the main ways that I'm doing that is updating my Instagram. I put stuff on there like nearly every day. If I've got something new to show, I'll put it on there. And like, it's been growing quite a lot, like exponentially. I've got maybe like 50 new followers in like 3 weeks, which is nuts. So yeah, I'm keeping up with that. And also, I am back on TikTok. I'm there, and it's a really fast and easy way to put your work out there and to create videos. You can follow me on TikTok if you want, but I don't know. Instagram's where it's at. That's where all the consolidated stuff is. Yeah, Pale's going well. I've had a really busy couple of weeks because I've been developing my collection, because I kind of gave myself a deadline for a very specific reason to get it done for yesterday. And here's a little clip of that. I finished a really big personal deadline on time, and I'm really proud of it. For now, I'm pretty tired because I'm finished. But I kind of had to develop a collection in the last 2 weeks and had that time period to actually develop it. And I still have a bit to go, but I have a collection that's illustrated and looking good. I thought I would maybe take you through the process of that. So the way I develop my collections is kind of different, I guess. Instead of initially looking at silhouette, all of the advice I've been given for developing a textile collection and like a textiles for fashion collection, let's put it that way, is to drape. It's always just drape, see what happens, instead of trying to like shoehorn my textiles into a design. Basically, I develop my textiles, and you've seen that over the past couple of months. Develop my textiles, develop silhouette work separately, and edit those together. That's one method of doing it. The other method is to like take the textiles that you want to use and enlarge them, 2 or 3 or 4 samples that are quite large, and see how they drape on a dress form or on a person or anything like that, really. And see what happens and play around with it and keep playing. And a piece of advice that I kept getting at the start of the project from Keith and Alan specifically was that when I'm making samples, I should make them in different shapes, not just squares. Different shapes, practice fashioning things, make sleeves, make parts of garments and things. And I never really saw the point in that at the start because I was just developing the textiles. But now, at this point of developing a collection, it has been so helpful to have those uniquely shaped pieces because they do drape differently and you can fiddle around with them on the body without having to cut them, which is great. So that's a huge piece of advice. If you know at the start of the project that you're going to be developing silhouettes later on in the project, start fashioning your pieces at the start. and just create either random shapes or create shapes that you've envisioned for this piece. Like, just do it, and then you can go on and drape around and fiddle around with it. So that's been really fun. That whole concept of creating shaped pieces and whatever has influenced one of my final garments, like, that I'm really set on. I really love it. The whole idea behind that is that it is fully fashioned pieces of knitted garment in kind of garmenty shapes, that never fully come together but are like laced up all the way around. So that's been super fun. I love that one so much. You can see all of my process videos. I'm going to put them in a playlist so you can watch all of my process videos that are up on my Padlet, kind of encapsulate what I've been doing. Yeah, so once you've started draping, take so many photographs, take all the photographs, make sure you have like flat lighting during the day. You've got a nice big window like my one, so you get lots of light in the room, so you can just get as clear an image as possible. Also, start sketching, start drawing like what you've got on the mannequin and try and fill in the gaps. So like, because you only have a couple of samples that are like bigger, you're not going to be able to cover the entire body with that, or you're not going to be able to create an entire look with that. So basically what you need to do is put half of it there and let that inspire your imagination for what the rest of the look's going to be, which is something that I find really useful and kind of fun, because you are somehow putting together an entire thing from what's half real, what's half in your mind, and it's a bit more fun, I guess.
Okay, hi, Editing Emma here. I realize that some people don't like sketching, so that's not the only way that you can do this. Like, there are plenty of other ways, like using Procreate, digital design. You can use Illustrator, you can do photo collage. I might do a video on this, I don't know, but it's not like, when I say sketching, I just mean experimenting with visuals and inserting what's not there and figuring out what the look's going to be.
Little spicy gem of information on how to develop your collections. But yeah, once you've started to imagine what's supposed to fill in the gaps, you can go back and start making what it is you need to fill in the gap and see what it looks like. Yeah, and I feel like this stage is really exciting because you are coming up with all of these designs and you're finding out what people think of your actual work. And like, for me, this is when it starts to come together, whereas before it was just, I was making these textiles and I didn't think there was much work to it and whatever. But like, now I can envision them being actual things that people wear, and that's what I want to do. So that's really exciting for me. This is like one of my favorite parts of the process. So that's really fun and really excited to be in. I've been super busy and I'm really harsh on myself when it comes to deadlines, like really quite harsh. If I don't meet a personal deadline, then I take it that I've missed an entire deadline, and my whole kind of calendar moves back a bit, and it makes me really not anxious, but it does make me worry for myself, because I've been in this position before where I've just worked to the end deadline and it doesn't work for me, because I end up having this period of time at like just before the deadline where I'm super stressed. And if anyone knows me, that's really not good for me, because I have IBS, and IBS is triggered by stress. So the more stress I get, the more pain I'm in, the less I can work, the more stressed I get, the more pain I'm in, right? And it just tumbles down like that, so it's really not great. So that's why I started kind of setting these back deadlines. It's kind of a self-preservation. I see it as looking after myself, not like it's for anyone else. It is for me, and I want to do this, and I want to do it successfully because this is my degree. So I don't want to be super stressed out all the time. You need to factor in the fact that it is stressful and it is really quick paced. So if you want to avoid being stressed, you need to be smart about how you're using your time. And if you do it right, then you kind of can just carry on as normal. Like, that sounds weird, but it's kind of true. Because I was still waking up at like 11 in the morning and then spending an hour having coffee and breakfast, and then it would be 12 and I'd be like, okay, better start work now. And then I'd have a lunch at like 3, which this is a really bad schedule, but like it worked. Yeah, and I would still be able to have lunch at 3 and eat until like 4 and then get back to work, and then dinner at like 8. So, and then I would still have time in the evenings to do my own thing and to make socks. I make socks now. I know how to make socks and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, they'll be, I'm working on them still. So they're gonna be on my Etsy page soon, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna see if anyone would actually be interested in buying my socks, because I think they're cute as hell. And I'm really proud of them, and they're super cozy. They're super cozy. The way I am now is because of my past experiences of becoming overly stressed out, and I am trying my best to do everything I can to avoid that, which has made my entire 4th year like really quite calm, because I've done myself proud and I'm preserving my own health in a way. That's basically all I really wanted to say. I bought 25 kilograms of clothing. I have 25 kilograms of clothing. Some of it I'm selling straight up. Some of it I'm gonna flip, I'm flipping this, which I'm really excited for, because I have really big plans for this, which will involve this. I think I'm gonna make an entirely, don't put that next to the candle. I'm gonna make an entirely separate video, which is just me thrift flipping this cardigan, which is also going to be on TikTok, but it's going to be here too. So that's going to be fun. Coming next, I need to keep developing my collection, because even though I've handed it in for one thing, like it does still need work, because it's a very raw kind of collection at this point. It still needs work for my actual hand-in. So that's what I'm going to be working on, and just general presentation work. I'm going to be attending some seminars and things like that. Yeah, making socks. So that's what is exciting. Oh, I get to go back to uni next week. I'm so excited. It's just 4th years, and we get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the workshops. And I am beyond excited, because there was a point this semester that I genuinely didn't know whether I'd ever get to go back to Grays, like in person. So I'm really happy about the fact that I'm getting to go back to my workshop. And that starts next week, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited for it. So that's basically all my news. That's my update. I guess I'll see you in April for the March update. I'll try and get more videos. Yeah, have a good day.